Uganda, a country of over 35 million people, has one of the most entrepreneurial cultures in the world. At every corner of a street, there is a business starting, but this doesn't mean that all is well. Many of these businesses fail before seeing their first birthday. This means that as a business fails, many are left without work, which creates a big unemployment challenge in Uganda, with the youth hit hard. The unemployment rate among the youth is estimated to be at 6.5% of the population. Though there is free basic education in Uganda, not many youth complete their education, and for those that complete, the job market cannot absorb them. Either way, many youth remain unemployed. In trying to address the issue of unemployment in Uganda, the International Labour Organization ILO intervened with the Youth Entrepreneurship Facility project.
The Youth Entrepreneurship Facility is a program of the ILO that was initiated by the Danish government through the African Commission in 2010. And by then it was a regional program. We were covering Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. After seeing the successes, in 2014, we got additional support from the European Union, which we've been using up to now. And I want to appreciate the support from the Danish government through the African Commission, as well as the European Union. The purpose of this program is to promote entrepreneurship among the young people through entrepreneurship culture, entrepreneurship education, business development services, and finance.
From these trainings, the youth in Uganda have become innovative. They are starting and improving their businesses. This timely initiative has unleashed the youth entrepreneurship skills as a means to self-employment and creating jobs for other young people.
The young people have been able to improve their businesses, over 20% improvement in business. And for the business startups, we've seen them employing themselves as well as employing their fellow young people. And on average, each new business created has created over 2 jobs for the entrepreneur himself, but they have also been able to employ their fellow young people.
We visit some of the youth businesses in the districts of Kampala, Jinja, Mbale, Soroti, Lira, Oyam, Gulu, Kitgum, Nebi, Zombo, and Arua to see how they are progressing after the ILO training. When Irene Adong was starting her restaurant business in Gulu, she never knew that it would expand into a business that is now worth millions of shillings.
3 organizations give us a contract for 1 week, serving 200 people in the community, and district also give us. So we got 4 contracts in a week. That's where we got a lot of money. We got like 160 million in that contract we had.
With her persistence and the training she got, her business has now grown to supply food and drinks to many NGOs and government organizations in Gulu, Noya, and Oyam. Irene knows that if she moves together with her employees, she will compete with other established hotels.
Those who cook here, they are all qualified. They did catering, chefed. So the food we prepare here is different from theirs, the taste, yeah? And then the cleanliness. So if you come here to eat, you will not have any doubt. We want to start competing now with those who have an hotel, those who have big hotels.
At her restaurant, her employees have been able to access bank loans. This is made possible because of an assured salary at the end of every month.
I have children also at school, so when we get this money, some part of the money I use for school fees. Because I can go to the bank, like Pride Microfinance, I get the loan, so I'll be able to pay the loan at the end of the month, every month.
Not to leave other girls and young women behind, Irene started a community-based organization to train young women. All this is from the profits of her restaurants.
Like now we are teaching the women on how to make candles. Some women also, we are giving them also idea of starting business.
In Lira, Ojom John Bosco noticed that much of the honey in Lira Bus Park was sold in polythene bags. This is when he realized that a change in packaging would fetch him money.
And I started buying the containers. I bought this honey with my 300,000. When I packed them, people got interested.
After putting stickers of Pesni honey, his clientele has grown beyond the borders of Lira.
Yeah, the clients that I have the people within the bus park here, the local people around. Then I have some supermarket around that I supply them, like Lira Main Supermarket. Then I also have Don Supermarket.
With his good interpersonal skills, other suppliers have approached him to sell their products. He now sells shea butter and other groceries.
I have people from the village who bring these products. So I make sure that when they bring, I pay them without incurring any debts with them. And I make sure that I make them go when they are happy, so they keep on handing me the stock. Because when I break my relationship with them, I will not have what to sell. And as a result of this, from 300,000, now my business is to the tune of about 5 million.
Ali Sokot in the district of Kitgum realized that she needed to contribute to the family income. With a capital injection of 700,000 shillings, she started her honey business in this room.
I normally buy honey from the farmers during the season where they are harvesting. Always they are harvested they started around the end of the March, April and May.
In order to give the best honey, she uses the sun and steam to melt it. This ensures that only the finest is filtered into the containers. She joined the honey business because of the benefits associated to it.
Sometimes in our home here, we don't use sugar. Instead of sugar, we just use what? Honey for tea or porridge. And even it is good for medicine. Sometimes if the children they are not okay, they're having cough, and if they're having malaria or any kind of disease, we just give them honey. It can help. Even if you have a serious wound or someone just get a wound or something has cut that person, we just put honey there. It can help.
After attending the Honey Week in Kampala, her marketing strategy has changed.
When I have processed honey like that, then I get the sample. I go with it for the supermarket. Sometimes my husband help me. And then also, we put also in the Facebook, you see, the Kitgum organic honey. So sometimes when they see from the Facebook, they just now consult us even through the Facebook. That one make our business to be somehow different with others.
The growth of Kitgum organic honey has put Alice above other honey dealers in Kitgum. She is always called upon to give consultations on radio.
So when I went there, I was now telling them how my business was doing, how I started, how even I got the training from the ILO, how the training has helped me. It was so interesting.
This working mother has advice to other women.
With business, you have to make up your mind, and then you have to work hard. You have to work hard, and then another thing is when the business is too much, you need to get someone to help you if you cannot do it alone, when the work becomes too much. And then it can also help in the family, because a woman like me who is not doing any other work there, if I'm to depend on my husband alone, sometimes if he doesn't have money, then how can we survive?
In Mbale, Bernard Boyo wants to benefit from the whole coffee value chain. He now makes money out of 3 coffee stages.
I began just with 1 million. I bought this net. I first bought some quota. Then I got some seeds I put on nursery beds.
He knew that farmers who would later supply him with coffee berries needed resistant coffee seedlings. He put all his energies in starting a nursery. His nursery has 20,000 seedlings that have been booked for the next planting season. Each seedling will cost 1,000 shillings.
I knew let me begin with this. Then later I also continue to also the other activities, which now went buying and selling. Because In case the profits I'm realizing here, or they are quite lesser, the other side will be supplemented.
He's applying the concept of business diversification, which he learned from the Start and Improve Your Business training.
There are 7 activities in this coffee project. 1, the buying and selling of coffee berries. After buying, we pack here, then we dry, then we go and sell. Then also 2, we prepare. There's preparation of nursery or coffee seedling beds, such that this, when they have grown up, we collect and then we supply to coffee farmers. After getting this raw coffee, we get the coffee husks and we compose them in some pits, and then we get some fertilizer from this very coffee berries. And this fertilizer will later supply to the farmers and then other coffee farmers and even other food crops.
He has attracted other university students in Mbale to join him in his coffee project.
Now, business administration generally, it's teaching me what the theory bit of everything. Let me say it's just books, all about books and all that. But this kind of business is practical, and I'm looking at it because I will study for like around 3 years. After 3 years, I'll graduate. I'm very sure by the time I graduate, the business would have expanded, and you know, I might just, you know, put more emphasis in the business. And maybe if there is a side job I can get to get more capital, to generate more capital and invest in the business, I will take on the opportunity.
Bwayo is adding value to coffee, and in future, he wants to start processing coffee to sell in supermarkets. With a loan from the family, Maureen Oyukuti Nebi decided to apply all she had learned from the training to start a retail shop.
I talked to my parents about it, and he welcomed the idea. Then he gave me some startup. Yeah, he gave me some startup and introduced me to Centenary Bank. And by that time, Centenary Bank were just starting with the youth loan. So they were the ones who gave me, and that's how I started with my capital.
In order to be different, she started a retail shop that would cater for the basic needs of a home that were only found in Kampala.
By the time I started it, in most cases, whenever we would travel like this side, you find you need some of those small other items. Most of the business around, they are dealing in most of the basic items. Let me say the baby's things are not there. Then those other extra cosmetics, they are not there. People who have at least moved and they know some of the items, whenever they move around, they come here, they get the item is there, and they're happy with it.
Mums and Baby Point has created employment for the youth in Nebi Town.
In this area, at least I'm able to employ 3 of my fellow youths around. And the way they are also working with me, I see that I'm also happy with the way they're working with me, showing me that they're happy with the way I'm also treating them. Our future plan is to get a much more bigger place than this, because we find the place is too small. We need to have, we are able to expand, but our problem is space. So with time, if you get a bigger place, we shall open up like another branch.
In this overly competitive business world, the intervention of the Youth Entrepreneurship Facility Project has made the youth become more innovative. It has opened doors of opportunity for their various businesses to flourish, and some youths from marginalized groups have reawakened their potential to become successful. This has increased employment prospects and labor productivity in Uganda. Because of the Youth Entrepreneurship Facility Project, for many of the youths who participate, the only way is up.
Our appeal now is to call upon other, it could even be the European Union themselves, or even other development partners, because once young people are empowered, they are able to reach out, they are able to develop, they are able to empower themselves, they are able to start businesses. And it's one of the ways we can reduce on this unemployment challenge.